Dear friends, I hope you all are fit and fine with your family and friends and taking all the precautions against coronavirus. With the outbreak of COVID-19, the world have been witnessing unprecedented events and so we are. It has confined people to their homes and impacted daily operations and learning process also. Though the pandemic has stopped everything, we will have to find alternatives, otherwise, there will be a great loss of education. In such a difficult time, classroom learning or teaching seems impossible, so that here I am trying to reach you through online platform. Dear, today we are going to discuss the chapter called Retrieved Reformation. Before starting the chapter, it is important to see something about the author. The author of the chapter is William Sidney Porter. He is popularly known by his pseudonym O. Henry. He was an accomplished short story writer. He is best known for his twist endings of his stories. Porter began his career as a bank employee, but he was charged with embezzlement, it means fraud. In 1898, he was indicted and sentenced to a 5-year jail sentence in Columbus, Ohio. A number of his stories, written in prison, appeared in print, always under a pseudonym, his favorite being O. Henry. After being released from prison in 1884, Porter moved to New York City. This was where he really came into his own, and all his previous experiences and observations were transformed into fiction. O. Henry crafted everyday tales of common people with humor, wit and realism. In his stories, characters come to life and New York become a character. He was a prolific writer and his short story collections were published at regular intervals. Even though he found success as a writer, O. Henry was haunted by financial problems, and his drinking problem ultimately led to his death of cirrhosis on 5th June 1919 in New York City. Astute observation, a fine descriptive sense, a nuanced approach to relationship, razor-sharp wit, and above all, surprise twist in the end, now known as the O. Henry twist, have assured him of a prestigious place in the history of the short story. It was the short introduction of the author, and now it's time to talk about the story. A Retrieved Reformation, first published in the April 1903 issue of Cosmopolitan magazine. O. Henry's A Retrieved Reformation is about a notorious safecracker named Jimmy Valentine, who gives up his life of crime after he falls in love with a banker's daughter. O. Henry based the story's protagonist on real-life safecracker Jimmy Connors, whom the author had heard about while serving a sentence for embezzlement in the Ohio Federal Penitentiary. The story of Jimmy Valentine's redemption captured the public imagination when it was first published and remained popular for decades after O. Henry's death. Between 1909 and 1942, the story was adapted into a successful stage play, 2 silent movies, a film drama, a film comedy, a popular song sung by Bing Crosby, and a radio series. Dear students, it was about the story, and now it's time to talk about the story in a brief of A Retrieved Reformation. The present chapter opens with Jimmy's Valentine working in the prison shoe shop when he receives a pardon letter from the governor. Jimmy meets the news of release with indifference. He has served 10 months of a 4-year sentence for opening safes, but he had expected to be freed due to his network of friends outside the prison. The warden lectures Jimmy about how this is an opportunity to become a better man. If only Jimmy can stop opening safes. Jimmy feigns innocence, acting as though he isn't a notorious safecracker. In poorly fitting prison issued clothes and shoes, Jimmy walks from the prison to a restaurant to enjoy a satisfying meal. He gives some money to a blind beggar, then takes a train to a town where his friend Mike Dolan runs a cafe. Mike apologizes for not having managed to get Jimmy freed sooner. Jimmy goes to his room above the cafe and withdraws a dust-covered suitcase full of customized safe-cracking tools that he himself designed. He returns to Mike Dolan's, having changed into a decent outfit and cleaned up his case. Mike asks what Jimmy's plans are. Jimmy acts oblivious as to what Mike might mean and claims he has a job as a safe-cracker salesman. The response amuses Mike, who pours Jimmy a seltzer, and Mike since Jimmy never drinks hard alcohol. News spread of a string of safe robberies in Richmond, Logansport, and Jefferson City. Ben Price, the detective who arrested Jimmy for the Springfield robbery, takes the case. Ben assumes the thief must be a Jimmy Valentine, since Jimmy is the only person with the knowledge and tools to break safes open so cleanly. Jimmy arrives in a small town called Elmore, Arkansas. He catches the eye of Annabelle Adams, the banker's daughter, and falls in love at first sight, immediately foregoing his old life as a safecracker. He settles in Elmore under the name Ralph D. Spencer, opening a shoe shop that soon turns into a profitable business. Over the course of time, he makes friends and ingratiates himself with Annabelle and her family. 2 weeks before his wedding to Annabelle, Jimmy writes a letter to an old friend named Billy, arranging to give the friend his safe-cracking tools. He tells the friend he has given up his old ways because of his love for Annabelle. Soon after sends the letter, Ben Price comes to Elmore. On the morning when Jimmy plans to travel to Little Rock for the day to give the tools to Billy, Jimmy accompanies Annabelle and a few of her family members to the Elmore Bank. Mr. Adams shows off the new safe, whose door operates on a clock release mechanism that can't be opened at any other time, while Annabelle's nieces, May and Agatha, are running and playing in the safe. Ben Price enters the bank. May accidentally shuts Agatha inside the safe. Panic ensues when Mr. Adams says he didn't set the clock and has no way of opening the safe. Annabelle implores Jimmy to do something. Knowing that he is about to expose his true identity and lose her love, Jimmy asks Annabelle for the rose she is wearing. He then takes off his jacket, shedding his new identity as Ralph D. Spencer and restarting his old identity as Jimmy Valentine. He opens the safe in 10 minutes. Once Agatha is free, Jimmy walks out of the bank, barely registering when Annabelle and her family call the name Ralph. He greets Ben Price at the door and says he is ready to go to prison because his freedom doesn't matter anymore. Strangely, Ben purports not to know what Jimmy is talking about and acts as if Jimmy is actually Ralph Spencer. Ben then turns around and strolls down the street, leaving Jimmy free to live his new life. This was the story of a retrieved information. And now it's time to talk about the themes of the story. Sorry, not of the themes but of the characters. In the present story, we have some characters significantly known: Jimmy Valentine, Annabelle Adams, Agatha, Ben Price, Marie, Annabelle sisters, Warden, Mike Dolan, and Billy. Out of them, we have to talk about all the characters one by one. First of all, we will talk about the characters of Jimmy Valentine. Jimmy Valentine is the story's enigmatic protagonist, a notorious and highly skilled safecracker known to law enforcement as Prisoner 9762. Jimmy's kindness, youthful appearance, and good nature garners people's trust. He has no apparent interests other than opening safes until he falls in love with Annabelle Adams. For the second half of the story, Jimmy invents a new identity as an honest man, becoming Ralph Dispenser, a shoe shop owner. Now, second character is Annabelle Adams, who is a lover of Jimmy Valentine's. Annabelle is Jimmy's fiancée and the daughter of Mr. Adams, who owns the Elmore Bank. Annabelle is bashful and fun-loving. She knows nothing about Jimmy's life as a criminal nor his real name. But after the marriage, this is get clear that Jimmy was engaged himself in the safecracking before the marriage. Now the third character is Agatha. Agatha is the 5-year-old daughter of Annabelle's sisters. Her older sister May accidentally locks Agatha inside the bank vault, which Jimmy eventually opens and which can be escaped by Jimmy's safecracking technique as well as opening the lock. The next one is Ben Price. Ben Price is the police detective who first put Jimmy in prison and who later tracks Jimmy to Elmore. Ben works the case slowly but thoroughly. At the end of the story, Ben decides not to arrest Jimmy, having seen that he is a reformed man. Then we have another character, May. And May is a very short character. May is the 9-year-old daughter of Annabelle's sister. While playing, she accidentally traps her younger sister Agatha in the bank vault. Then we have Annabelle's sisters. Annabelle's sisters bring her young children for a tour of the Elmore Bank toward the end of the story. She panics when her daughter Agatha becomes trapped in the vault. The next one is the warden. The prison warden lectures Jimmy before Jimmy's release. The warden believes Jimmy has a good heart and asks him to consider making a new start as an honest man. After the warden, we have another character to talk about, and that is Mike Dolan. Mike Dolan runs a cafe above which Jimmy has a room. Mike Dolan helped free Jimmy from prison and is a part of Jimmy's network of criminal accomplices. He is friendly to Jimmy and amused by Jimmy's seemingly insatiable need to open safes. Then next one is Billy. Billy is Jimmy's criminal acquaintance. Jimmy writes a letter to Billy saying that he would like to give Billy his safecracking tools. He also needs Billy to tie up some loose ends in Jimmy's old life. Dear students, all these characters were major characters of the prose.